Hi, I'm Sean Stone, host of InnerViews on Ickonic. I recently had a chance to interview Elizabeth April, whom I actually have interviewed in the past and featured on my docuseries Best Kept Secret, which can be found on Ickonic. Elizabeth is a channeler who in her own experience was abducted by aliens at around 18 years old and has basically been channeling the Galactic Federation of Light ever since. She's has YouTube channels. ElizabethApril.com is sort of her go-to website for all of her links and her work, including her book, You're Not Dying, You're Just Waking Up. And she's also being featured in this new Demi Lovato TV series about basically extraterrestrial life, Unidentified it's called. So I really wanted to dive in with Elizabeth since it's been over a year since we spoke last, just to get a bit of an update on where we are with let's say the breakdown of the Matrix. A year ago, I put out the Best Kept Secret docuseries, which you're featured in, and you're talking there about basically, people just didn't realize that there was reality beyond the Matrix. And it's sort of interesting to be in this time period because at many levels, like tracking human consciousness, there's a lot more awareness and like even theory about conspiracies, awareness about conspiracies, but even like the realms of how like people are talking about holograms and like the president, Biden being like an actor or a clone or some kind of like hologram. Like there's all kinds of like things that are brewing now that are more congruent with things that I think we've been aware of when it comes to the intergalactic nature of reality and even politics, right? Things that were in movies like V back in the 80s, right? Where it was like reptilians hiding in human form. It feels like there's more acceptance in a way of these concepts coming in. And so I kind of wanted to start by just asking how you see this playing out. I know in 2021, the beginning of the year, you talked about 2022 being a big year because of the astrology of like systems shaking up. It doesn't feel like it has been maybe shaken up as much as some of us would like, and yet we're still riding through this galactic wave. So I'd just love to get like, just a quick sort of take on where you see things at this time period.
Yeah, totally. So, back in, I think it was 2018, I got a message from the Galactic Federation that we're going to see kind of the shift and the collapse of the old Earth frequency between 2020 and 2024. And this is something that I was talking about, for quite some time back then. And so, we're in it, and even though we're in 2022, we're really only halfway through this collapse. So just as you mentioned, we're all kind of waiting for even a bigger collapse to happen. And I think this can happen in a multitude of different ways. I think right now, the two biggest timelines, let's call them, for a collapse would be a giant solar flare or some sort of giant kind of cosmic radiation hit, which would wipe out a lot of our technology. And then the other would be huge financial collapse. I think both are totally possible. They could both happen. One could happen above the other. I think we kind of need both to happen in a certain way because yes, a huge majority of, or I should say huge minority of the planet has awakened and questioned and gotten away from their 9-to-5 reality based on 2020, but we still need a lot of people. We still need billions of people all around the world to continue to question, to continue to deepen their own understanding and their own inner healing journey. And in order to do that, we need to really further escalate the shift. And we really do need to continue to collapse the systems in order to get to a place where we have space enough to really open up to those solutions. So we're in the middle of it right now, and we've got at least another 2 years of the collapse before we move into, this energy of what's next.